Howdy y'all, it's Reese, aka Bearman Prime, on this July 14th. Welcome back to my Read the Bible in a Year series. Thank you again for joining me. God bless you all. Are in the top right hand corner for the rest of the playlist. And please hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Sure do appreciate it. Alright, so yesterday we saw just some more examples of Jesus doing good, healing people, proclaiming the gospel of the kingdom of God. And we also saw a moment that we don't often really think about. We saw how Jesus felt sorry for the people around him, for humanity in general, how there was just so much hurt and brokenness, that so many people who needed him, needed the Spirit, but there were just so few workers, or in this case, so few believers to actually go out and proclaim that message. And so he just felt sad about that. We're going to continue on now, and we're going to see an instance here where Jesus returns to his hometown of Nazareth. Jesus is from Nazareth, even though he's born in Bethlehem. His family lived in Nazareth. And we'll see how he's treated, and then we'll also see the commissioning of the apostles as they go out and begin proclaiming the message for Jesus. So let's go to Mark chapter 6 today, beginning in verse 1. Jesus left and went back to his hometown. His followers went with him. On the Sabbath day, Jesus taught in the synagogue, and many people heard him. They were amazed and said, "Where did this man get this teaching? How did he get such wisdom? Who gave it to him? And where did he get the power to do miracles? Isn't he just the carpenter we know, Mary's son, the brother of James, Joseph, Judas, and Simon? And don't his sisters still live here in town?" So they had a problem accepting him. Then Jesus said to them, "People everywhere give honor to a prophet, except in his own town, with his own people, or in his home." Jesus was not able to do any miracles there, except the healing of some sick people by laying his hands on them. He was surprised that the people there had no faith. Then he went to other villages in that area and taught. Verse 7. Jesus called his 12 apostles together. He sent them out in groups of 2 and gave them power over evil spirits. This is what he told them. "Take nothing for your trip except a stick for walking. Take no bread, no bag, and no money. You can wear sandals, but don't take extra clothes. When you enter a house, stay there until you leave that town. If any town refuses to accept you or refuses to listen to you, then leave that town and shake the dust off your feet as a warning to them." The apostles left and went to other places. They talked to the people and told them to change their hearts and lives. They forced many demons out of people and put olive oil on many who were sick and healed them. All right, so let's go with the first part where Jesus returns to Nazareth, and we see how he is treated and how he is regarded, and the people there just cannot reconcile what he's saying with what they know about him or what they think they know about him. They still see him as, one of them. Nazareth, wasn't necessarily this big metropolis of a town. It was, a fairly small village-ish. And everyone around there knew each other. And they knew that Jesus was Mary's son. He was the son of Joseph the carpenter, who worked probably on all of their houses and such. They knew his siblings, technically his half-siblings, but his siblings, James and Judas and Simon, his sisters. They knew, some of them probably seen him literally grow up from a child to adulthood. And they're just like, where did this come from? Have you always been like this? There's no way. And because of that, because they couldn't see beyond that, they couldn't believe. And that's why Jesus said, everywhere a prophet goes, people regard them and listen to them, except where they come from their hometown, because they have that image in their heads, that thought in their heads of what they're really like, which may or may not be true. And then after that, we see the commissioning of the apostles, where Jesus sends them out to continue to proclaim the message of God's kingdom. Okay, now it's an important distinction that Jesus is still preaching the gospel of the kingdom, not the gospel of grace. Okay, and that's a distinction we'll learn later on as we get into post resurrection stories, right? So he's sending them out to go to all over Israel, just Israel, not anywhere else, but just Israel, to proclaim the message of the kingdom, to heal the sick, and drive out demons. That was their job. He told them they had to take nothing with them. Could have a stick, they could have the clothes on their back and the shoes on their feet, and that was it. And the point of that was to make them rely on God to provide for them. God would provide everything they need. They would provide, food, water, shelter, all that. God would provide for them. And then he said to them that if anyone rejects you, they don't listen to you, then you are to, in this translation it's a little differently, but you take the sandals from your feet and you shake the dust off as you leave. It's kind of like, we go like this, just clear. We're saying, all right, we're wiping our hands of this, and it's on you. Okay, we brought the message to you. You didn't listen, so whatever happens next, on you. Okay, that's more or less what they were doing with that act there. All right, well, that's all for today. We'll pick it up there tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me. I sure do appreciate it. I'll see y'all tomorrow.